Hey there. If you ever worked with a mortgage broker or thinking about working with a mortgage broker, one of the advantages that mortgage brokers like myself offer is we have what's called a pricing engine. And so oftentimes you don't see the pricing engine, it's something we work on our end, but I want to tell a little more about how that works and how we can actually shop for you. So instead of calling a bunch of different places and trying to figure out the best rate for that day, we have over 110 different lenders we can work with to help you find the best rate and terms, and most importantly, best service for your deal. Because best rates aren't always everything. If you can't get the deal closed on time, then that's a problem. And so multiple studies have shown that working with a mortgage broker can actually save you quite a bit of money. And so I'm going to go through a little bit about how our pricing engine works and exactly on what I see on my side when I'm shopping the deal, just so you can get a better understanding of what we do. So let me go through the magic of the screen and flip over to the pricing engine. So this is just a basic scenario engine. And so I did a lot of VA stuff, so we'll do VA. And also down here, let me see. I can show you all different lenders that are actually in this pricing engine. Maybe. There we go. So as you can see, there's a lot of lenders in our pricing engine. We're approved with every single lender on this list, by the way. So yeah, it's a lot. And so let's start out with, we're going to do a VA purchase. First thing you have to do is put in a credit score. So just for the sake of example, we'll say 805. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention, example purposes only, this is not an offer to lend. My compliance people wants me to say that. So these are just for examples. The rate that you would get might be higher, might be lower. This is not an offer to lend. This is just to show you how the pricing engine works. All right, now I got through the compliance. Let's run right through this here. So we're going to say, for the sake of example, 805 score. We're going to say Dayton area 45449. And just for the sake of example, we're going to say 200,000 purchase price, 200 loan amount. Now, this is a very important button over here, right here, which says waive lender fee. And the reason that's important is because a lot of lenders will show a lower rate and have fees on the back. So I always waive lender fee, just so that way, 20,000, I hope I had the right rate, the right price. So there we go, 200,000, and we are going to say they are exempt for the sake of the example. Anyway, so right here, which is waive lender fee. The reason that's important is because each lender has their own fee that we work with. So some might have a $50 underwriting, $500 underwriting fee, $750. Some might be $1,000. Some might have $1,200. So just because the rate's a little bit lower on one place, the lender fee might more than make up for that. So there's a way, what's called waive lender fee, where basically roll that into the cost of the loan, and that way everybody is on an even playing field. Now, if you're talking to multiple lenders, you got to understand that, because I might waive my lender fee with people I work with, but some other place might be like, oh, well, we've got this rate, and they don't waive their lender fee. So that's one of those things where it's very important to make sure that you're comparing apples to apples when you're talking to different mortgage companies. The other one to think about is processing fees. We don't charge any processing fees here at Home Finance. Other companies do. Oftentimes, like I work in a place with $1,000, by the way. So yeah, it can be quite expensive. Anyway, so for the sake of example, 200,000. And so right now we got Freedom Mortgage and Loan Store. Freedom's slightly better than the Loan Store on that particular rate. Currently right now, 6.625. If there was no, if you're doing what's called a par rate. So right here is the price adjustment. Actually, let's go load high. There we go. So right now they're getting a lender credit of 184, or the Loan Store smaller lender credit of 148. EPM, you can buy down the rate at 278 and 570, et cetera, et cetera. And that's to get this rate right here, 6.625. Now there's multiple rates you can do. So you can pop this open. And that's another trick lenders like to do, or people like to do, is they'd be like, oh yeah, especially online lenders is the worst of this. They'd be like, oh yeah, rates are 6% right now, but they don't mention that 1.3 points. Or they might, oftentimes the online lenders be like, oh yeah, rates are 5.75 with 1.6 points and forget to tell you about the points. So definitely if you're getting multiple quotes, make sure that you're comparing apples to oranges. I typically will quote pretty close to the par rate. The other thing is people are like, well, there's no par rate here. Well, yeah, there's not a par rate offered. You got, and a par rate is if there's no buy down and no lender points, by the way. So oftentimes there is no par rate. So sometimes so right now I could either offer you 6.5 and you pay 644 to buy it down, or 6.65 and get a 184 credit. And with other lenders on that list, it works the same way. So I hope that explains it a little better, exactly what happens in our pricing engine. Now, let's go back. We'll go back to me. I kind of just gave you a quick overview of the pricing engine there. So Freedom was the lowest rate on that list. Now, would I send it to Freedom? Probably not, because honestly, Freedom is very hard to work with. I've heard a lot of horror stories that don't close on time. The next one, I believe, is the Loan Store. So most likely I would probably have sent that file to the Loan Store, but not always, because there's a few things to remember. One, the pricing engine we actually have even more lenders that don't even report the pricing engine. So one of the things I would do is look at our other lenders that we have on our list, and I would use that top price and see, well, can I beat that pricing by going to one of our other lenders? And so, it takes me a little bit of time, but you're worth it. So you get the best deal. The other thing to consider is oftentimes we have rate specials that are even lower than the pricing engine. I'm even reporting the pricing engine. So oftentimes, there might be that company that's 4 or 5 on the list, but with a rate special that I have to go find and manually add to the file, it might actually be even better than the pricing engine. But that's one of the benefits of brokering is I can help you out. Now, if you have any questions about pricing engines or interest rates or mortgages or really anything internet mortgage related, getting a mortgage online related, I should say. I can't talk today. Feel free to give me a call, 937-572-3713, customer service at Scarpero.com. Talk to you soon. Bye.